to her. Hello and welcome to Racing in Queensland. What a show we've got lined up for you over the next course of the half an hour with the Magic Millions Carnival ahead of us. And joining me on the panel, we've got General Manager from Tatsbet, Brad Tamer. We've got the Bulletin journalist, Brad Davidson, and three-time premiership winning jockey, Larry Cassidy. First of all, welcome, Brad.
G'day, Jess.
Great to have you on the show, and I'm sure you can find the viewers plenty of winners for the Carnival.
I'm not sure about that, but we'll give it our best shot.
And Brad, welcome, mate. First time on the show.
Yeah, good to get a Guernsey finally, and what better week to do it with the Magic Millions tomorrow.
And I tell you, you're heading out to the Carnival tomorrow.
Yeah, can't wait for it, mate. Looking forward to it. It's always a big day.
And of course, our usual suspect, Larry. Welcome, Larry.
Yeah, thanks, Jess, and congratulations, married man now.
Yeah, no, thanks very much. It feels good, and she's a lucky woman. That's all I can say. Now, you've run a second in the Magic Millions. Looking for, have you got a ride in the race?
No, I haven't. Haven't got a ride in the two main races, but I have five rides on the day, and fingers crossed.
All right, now let's get straight into it. Before we get into the preview of the 3-year-old classic, we're going to have a look during the course of the show. Over the last 2 months, we've had the Jockey Challenge in the Dash for Cash. And this week, we're going to show you two course curators who are running down the straight of Eagle Farm. You go, Larry, the two fellas there, they were a bit slow?
Yeah, the inside bloke's actually an ex-jockey, so he looked to be carrying top weight there, didn't he? But they're a little bit off the pace, I think.
I think so, but coming up later on in the show, stay with us. We've got highlights of the final, which will be next week. Now we've got the 1 million Gold Coast Magic Million 3-year-old classic over the 1400. We're going to have a quick preview of the field in total. Brad, first of all, let's get into the prices of the race. How are they rating?
Yeah, look, Sizzling is one of those horses that punters just love in Queensland. They're rusted on, he's a winner, and over a long haul, punters are in front. So they're sticking thick with Sizzling, notwithstanding that. He's been displaced as favourite by Dre Fontaine because she drew a better rally. Notwithstanding, she was a bit disappointing first up. I suspect the jury's out blinkers first time. So she's just a favourite with Tatsbet from Sizzling. The other Gay Waterhouse filly, No Looking Back, who was good last year in the 2-year-old version. She's a Stalker's racing well from the inside, gets all the chances. He's a Jet Setter's flying at the moment on the 5th line of betting around about $10. And then comes Lucky Hustler. Had he not drawn the car park, he probably would have been one of the favourites. Geez, he's going good at the moment, Lucky Hustler.
He's flying, isn't he?
Yeah. Saluda was also good last time out. He's in the mix at around $15. Look, if Bonetta, in the unlikely event she gets a start tomorrow, she'll be in the fray around about $15. Caliente at 17, Hoss and Moore out to 19, and look, it's $21 or better the rest, headed by Platinum State, Discreet and Nagura Burr.
Now just going back to it, what price was Sizzling again?
He's around about the 440 mark, so he's backable and he's clearly Tatsbet's worst result.
Worst result?
Oh, clearly.
Now if I'm having a bet, there's one down in here in the bottom one. I just wanted to ask you, number 21, Bonetta. What price you got her at?
Yeah, currently around about the $15 mark. You're fine if she gains a start. Unlikely, but if she does, she'll be somewhat shorter. Yeah,
now for the best odds in town, visit Tatsbet Fixed Odds. But now let's preview the race. And Larry, you don't have a ride in the race. If you were to have a ride, who'd you be riding?
I like Caliente. I just think it's her home track. She's acclimatised up here. Very good win first up, and her second up run wasn't too bad either. And I think she's been set for this race, and if she gets the right run, going to be very hard to beat. Now, Brad, we were just having a bit of a laugh before the race. You mentioned Sizzling. You wanted to maybe make a statement about him. How do you rate him?
Well, look, I don't think he can win, to be honest. You know, the outside barrier he's going to jump from. He's got the big weight, 58.5 kilos, and we know at the moment he's just hitting that flat spot in his races. So I think he's going to get a long way back, and it's going to be very difficult for him. But there is a stat for him that's going well. It's 5 of the past 6 winners have jumped from double-digit gates. So there's a bit of hope for him anyway. Big hope for him. Brad Tamer, you mentioned Lucky Hustler there, in good form. How do you rate him?
Oh, look, right up there, but it's going to be it's going to take a really good ride from 17 Ellie. He's the sort of horse that likes the box seat, and everyone's going to be looking for the same position.
Yeah.
You know, third, fourth, fifth. Larry would know better than I do. It's, you know, you want to ride right on top of the speed, get that cover. Everyone's going to be looking for the same spot. That's the trick with him. The horse is flying. Can he win? Absolutely. He's going to be at an inflated price because of the barrier.
Brad, just talking about Dre Fontaine, no looking back, and maybe Hossamore, how do you rate those three?
Look, no looking back, she's my tip in the race. I think the first up win was very good in the Carrington Stakes. I mean, she was beaten 3 times down the straight, and I think she's got that real will to win. Yeah. If you take out, I mean, she's only won 2 from 5, but if you take out her run in the Blue Diamond, she drew wide there. She drew wide there in the Blue Diamond. That cost her, and you got to remember she was first past the post in the Magic Millions Classic as well. So there, you know, with a bit of luck there, she's 4 from 5. Little query, 11 up to the 1400, okay, and they had a little setback before the campaign, put it back 2 weeks, but look, she's got that will to win, she's going to get the right run, I think she's a great chance. Dry Fontaine, obviously a little disappointing there first up at Wyong, just depends, you know, like 1400 is obviously going to be a tester as well, and I thought she still had a chance at Wyong, you know, she's a stalker, was holding it at the end, and the other one, Hossamore, the barrier is going to be the concern. Obviously she goes all right, but out there it's going to be pretty tough.
Yeah, I think she's slightly outclassed in this race. As you mentioned, Larry, last year we had a bit of a discussion about the protest, Dre Fontaine, no looking back. I agree, I thought the protest being upheld was the right decision. You tend to think that it wasn't. How do you see these two faring up?
Yeah, well, obviously, Dre Fontaine, she hasn't won for quite some time, and no looking back, only just fell on the other day. But they're both from, you know, great gates, and, you know, how can you go past Gay? Magic Millions time, she's always got her horses, you know, at their peak, and I'm sure both of these will be competitive again, and could be fighting out the finish again. Now,
tell me this: if you're riding in the race, how's this race going to be won?
Well, look, like Brad said, you know, every jockey's going to want to be sort of, you know, fifth on the fence or fifth one off. You know, obviously everyone can't be there, so that puts extra pressure into the race. So inside draws are a massive advantage. Horses drawn wide like Sizzling, you know, where's he going to be? Is he going to have to come back, or is he going to have to ride him out of his comfort zone and press forward? You know, so the horses like that, even Lucky Hustler, is he going to press forward? Are they going to do too much work? You know, inside gates, massive advantage, and you know, I'd like to be on a horse like obviously Caliente. She just sort of falls to be about midfield and gets a cushy run.
Now, straight after the commercial, we're going to come back. We're going to give you our selection, so stay tuned, where we're going to find you plenty of winners.
Get into all the betting action with TatsBet. Go online. Call 13 19 39. Use the smartphone app or visit your local TAB. TatsBet. More action, more places.
Brad, how are you, Brad? Welcome back there. Another bit of a mix-up. We're going to preview here. We've got the top first 4. Brad, what have you come up with?
Yeah, look, like Larry, I'm keen on the filly Caliente. I thought she was very good first up. Second up, just got a bit of a theory with her. I'm standing up, not a jockey. She just seems to race better outside of horses as opposed to inside. And I thought that it was a better run than it looks on paper. So she goes on top. She's a better price to place than, you know, horses like Sizzling and Dre Fontaine. So I think she's the value in the race. Caliente.
What price?
Around about $17. You might do better tomorrow.
Nice each way odds there.
Yeah, keep an eye on the tote also, because people in this day and age just bet fixed price for the certainty.
Yeah.
But in big races like this, you know, compare tote and fixed price.
Yep.
Get the best possible value or best bang for your buck. Second, look, I think Sizzling can absolutely win. I remember him winning first up there, albeit on a heavy track. I think it was on Prime Minister's Cup Day, and he just circumnavigated the field. I think that's how he needs to be ridden, and he needs to obviously put the foot to the pedal. Long way out, I think, Craig Williams. And it's his first ride on the horse, so it could be a tricky ride. For third, going to stick in Saluda. He's underrated, going well at the moment.
He's underrated. Yeah, he's a good old little horse.
He is, yeah. Look, he won't be far away, and no looking back. When you weigh up the pros and cons of that race, Skytrain, I don't think he likes sticking his head out when it matters. And Zeratone is generally suspect at 1100 metres. So, look, she was good first up. Yep. All she could do was win. But I think when you take into account the second and third horses, the best I can find for her is fourth.
You know, that Lucky Hustler form line looks to be very strong. Brad, what have you come up with?
Look, I've gone no looking back. You know, she did beat the older horses, and Yeah, I'll put her on top. I'm with the boys though. Caliente, big chance, good value in the race. Talked to Paul Hammersley and he said barrier 6 or 7 was ideal. Dry Fontaine, she's obviously a classy filly. She'll go in for 3rd. And while I don't think you can win Sizzling for 4th, if there is a little rough in the race, I think it's Platinum State. The barrier's the worry, but he was very unlucky last time out and he can atone. Yeah,
no, I did tip him. Larry, if you're going to have a ride, who would you be riding?
Yeah, I like Caliente. I think she's a promising filly.
$17. What's going on here, Brad, eh?
I might have to get my wife.
I think the 17's gone.
I think my wife might be having a few dollars each way here, I think.
Yeah, no, myself. Now, I like one here. I'm not sure whether it's going to get a run. It's fifth emergency in the betting, in the running. Benetto, number 21. I think this horse is a very good horse, Benetto. It was bred by George Alamonte from Currambeen Stud at Dunedoo down there in New South Wales. I was at his property only 2 weeks ago looking at his yearlings and he told me that this filly is something special. She came out at Canterbury last start and absolutely blitzed them and did a brilliant job. I'm putting her on top and at $17, is that what she was, Brad? Yeah. Absolutely. $17, I'm definitely having a bit of that each way if she gets a run. I think she's a certainty. I don't even think she'll start that. I think she'll start half that price if she does get a run. From number 10, No Looking Back, and number 9, Dre Fontaine, and number 6, Regular. I do like No Looking Back and Dre Fontaine. I like horses that are coming back and racing on the same track at this type of year. And I think those that'll be a good trifecta, but definitely Benetta if she gets a run. Now, it's going to be the need to breed, and I was at a couple of farms over the course of the last month, and it's the Magic Millions Carnival. And straight after the Magic Millions race, you can pop over to the sales and take a look at these sales. And if you have enough beers, maybe you just might get into one of these horses. But first, we're going to have a look at 2 yearlings from the Cannings Downs draft, lot 588 and lot 664.
Lot 588 on account of Canning Down stud is the black or brown filly by Commands from Fuji Dancer. By 3 times leading Australian sire of winners Commands. This filly is from Fuji Dancer, who is a listed stakes winner and was also placed at Group 1 level. Fuji Dancer is a half-sister to the dam of the Tasmanian dual Group 3 winner Zacello, and her 4 foals to race are all winners, including the Sydney winner Danza Doll. Lot 588, a black or brown filly by Commands from Fuji Dancer. Lot 664 on account of Canning Down stud is the bay colt by Denman from Laguna Lake. From the first crop of the Group 1 winner Denman, this colt is a half-brother to the Malaysian stakes winner Hot Butterfly and the stakes place Sydney winner Bo Coop. His dam Laguna Lake is a well-performed listed stakes winner who is a half-sister to 2 stakes horses, including Group 3 winner Yes Boss. Lot 664, a bay colt by Denman from Laguna Lake.
Get into all the betting action with TatsBet. Go online. Call 13 19 39. Use the smartphone app or visit your local TAB. TatsBet. More action, more places.
I feel up, I'm ready to get down. I feel good, oh, I'm ready to be bad. Turning the world inside out, I'm ready to play. I feel right, so right that I might be wrong.
Experience the Brisbane Racing Club, Eagle Farm and Doomben 48 times a year. It's a carnival every Saturday.
Well, it's that time again where it's the Magic Millions preview. 1,140,000 to the winner. You wouldn't mind having a runner in the race. Now we're going to look at the prices of the race. And Brad, how's the price field shaping up?
Yeah, Jess, look, post-barrier draw, a sale has been rock solid around about the $2.70 mark. Clever Dude's on its way out, around about the $4.50. Had he drawn single digit, he would have been challenging for favouritism. Missy Longstocking, similar to Sizzling, owes Queensland punters nothing. She's in the market around about $8. Real Surreal was good the other day, $9. Great value.
Each way?
Gratefully is at 13. She'll get out the back. Sweet Idea 19. Certitude Blinkers first time is at $21. Architect 21. He was great the other day. In the McLaughlin Change of Honour of Victorian 26. Global Dream who beat Gratefully down the Gold Coast at 26. Sir Lumina can't draw a barrier 31. Calcutta 41 and I'm Too Sexy heads the rest at $51. So big odds about the rest, Jess.
Now, You didn't mention one. Oh, you might have Ticket to Toorak.
Ticket to Toorak? No, I didn't. Around about the $61 mark with tax.
$61. Can you give me 100s and I'll take it now?
Look, it's one of those horses that are, even on the tote, because it's a Victorian visitor, might get to chunky odds on the tote. So keep an eye out for the tote.
I'll tell you, punters, sneaky little value. Ticket to Toorak at 100 to 1, worth $1 each way, that's for sure. Now we're going to go to a commercial break, and straight after that, we're going to preview two little horses that did track work on Tuesday morning. One of them was Ticket to Toorak, galloped absolutely sensational, and the other horse is Change of Honour. Join us straight after the break.
Get into all the betting action with TatsBet. Go online. Call 13 19 39. Use the smartphone app or visit your local TAB. TatsBet. More action, more places.
Righto, and now we're going to go to an interview with Matthew Williamson and take a look at Ticket to Toorak and Change of Honour working at the Gold Coast Turf Club during the week. Joining me all the way from Warrnambool to here on the Gold Coast is trainer Matthew Williams, who's got a runner in the Gold Coast in Ticket to Toorak. And welcome to the show, Matthew.
Thank you. Pleasure to be.
Now, you've got a lovely horse. He worked brilliantly this morning. We're just going to have a look at him now work on the course proper. How's he been coming along since arriving?
Yeah, look, we couldn't be happy with him. He flew up last Wednesday. Sarah Girl, foreman back home, has done a terrific job with him while I haven't been here. We came up yesterday and he's not giving him a bit of a walk and a pick and a swim there last night, and he was lovely and fresh. And the way he worked this morning on the course proper, Michael Palmer rode him, and couldn't be happy with him the way he finished his work off, and nice solid work and gallop the last 600.
Apart from Clever Dude and a Sail and the Queensland Chance Miss Longstocking, the field looks to be quite an open race.
It certainly does. I mean, obviously they're the stronger chances, and Sales probably, for mine, looks to be the one to beat. But barriers are going to play a huge part in how horses get around the track, and if we can get around that corner and still have a little bit of horse underneath him, well, Jamie will certainly be punching him out strong.
Has Jamie got a good rapport with the horse?
He has. He's rode him at Ballarat his first start, and then rode him in the reverse way Magic Millions at Ballarat on Cup Day. It's a rider that we've had quite a bit of success with in Victoria, and very good, strong rider. And these sort of races, I'm sure he's as good as we'll get.
As a punter myself, my biggest query with horses that come from Victoria is going the clockwise going. How's he taken to going that way? He's done a lot of work at home reverse way. And then he had the Ballarat reverse way race, so he's actually had a run going the Queensland way. You can see this morning with his gallop on the grass there, he didn't change legs and he got round it beautiful. So I actually think he's probably done just as much going reverse way, because we always had, from pretty much last year when we brought him, the Ballarat reverse way race in mind. So we'd sort of done a lot of his gallops going the other way. Being not from such a publicised stable, how many horses have yourself got in work?
We've got 40 in work back home, so quite a lot of babies and that, quite a lot of young horses coming through. We've so far we're having a great season. I think we're in the top 15 for wins in Victoria, so if we can hold that spot throughout the year, we'll be pretty happy.
Now, getting on Ticket to Toorak, he's a lovely individual. How did you come across purchasing him from the sales?
He wasn't actually on our list with yearlings that we were going to look at. We were looking at some other horses at Vinery, and this horse happened he was out parading, and he just straight away caught my eye. He was just such an athletic, not over big, but just very athletic and looked like a runner. And in conjunction with ATB Bloodstock, Darren Dance, we went and I said, you better go and have a look at this horse. I think I found one. So he had a couple of looks, and he just said, the Northern Media first season sire could be a little bit hard to syndicate and whatever, but the more we went and looked at him, we just thought, nah, we'll have a crack. We've got to buy him.
I'm sure if he wins on Saturday, there won't be too hard to find a syndication for him.
No, he's all done. Once people come and seen him, we got him syndicated, no worries. But it was just a little bit slow at the start. But it's obviously different if you go and buy a proven stay-in already. They're a little bit easier to do, but certainly on type. Once people seen him, they were jumping in, and I think we could have sold him again there in the end. So hopefully after Saturday we could sell him 10 times over.
And tell me, how much did you buy him for?
He was 80,000. So sort of. I think just on the couple of years that I've been up the Gold Coast sales, you seem to have around that 80,000 to sort of buy that nice horse that you like. So.
Oh, Miss Longstocking, 7,500. Come on.
There's always ones
the
that
local
get through.
Queenslander might just give you a bit of a touch-up.
She's going terrific for sure. 4 from 4, you can't knock that. So, but yeah, I mean, generally, you've got to have that sort of 80 to 100,000, I think, to buy a nice horse out of the sale. But there's always exceptions. It's horse racing.
Well, Matty, thanks for joining us on the show, and best of luck on Saturday.
No worries, pleasure.
Yeah, just watching Ticket to Toorak there, he did work very well, and as Brad said, at 60 to 1, well worth $1 each way, and just might get out to 100 to 1. Just one thing, Larry, Jamie Mott, he's a bit of a query because he's probably never ridden at the track. Gold Coast Turf Club, the track, not the easiest track to ride at.
No, it can be a tricky track, Jess. About the 450, 500 metre mark when you start turning. Some jockeys think you're actually in the straight, but you actually straighten up about 120 metres or 100 metres later. And if you get out there too soon, you can get pushed right off the track.
All right, Jamie, I hope you're watching and taking note of that. Now, Brad, let's get into it. The winners, what's your best?
Yeah, look, gone wide again, Jess, as I did in the 3-year-old section with Caliente, and I'm sticking with lucky number 13. Gratefully, thought she was good last time, and as she gets back, and she, maybe that's a sign that she may have had enough, but I think that if she produces her best, brings her A-grade game to the Gold Coast, notwithstanding she will be in the second half of the field, because for whatever reason, she just doesn't go early.
$13?
Yeah, absolutely. Global Dream was great in the same race the other day, so I'm sticking with that Gold Coast race on New Year's Day to run 1-2. A sale for third. She's a small filly, drawn the fence, obviously, in a big race. Most of the other jockeys will know where she is at any given time. And for fourth, I'll stick in Sweet Idea. She was okay the other day. So my numbers, 13, 14, 8, 10.
Global Dream there, as you mentioned, bred by Ronnie Gilbert up at Highgrove there on Toowoomba. And how you going, Ronnie? I'll be seeing you at the sales. Brad, who do you like?
Look, I've gone with Missy Longstocking. She's done everything right, 4 from 4 to date. She's going to get the perfect run, that's the good thing. And they're going to go hard. She's going to get the sit. She's the ultimate professional already. And she's going to get the last crack at them. I've gone with a sale for second. I think if she can lead, she's going to be a big hope. The last 3 winners of the race have led, and 5 of the last 10 have as well. So, look, she's going to be hard to beat. She did all the work at Wyong and still put them to the sword. So, she's a big hope. Sweet Idea, I put in for third. I thought she was the runner, the Bruce McLaughlin. She sat up on the pace. The rest of the leaders got beaten 7, 8, 9 lengths. So, she's value, I think, around that $15 mark, and clever dude for fourth. You've got to respect him. Rick O'Lacey really talks up at one unless they're pretty good, and you have to respect that. Although he comes from barrier 14, no horse has won the race from barrier 14 before in the 31 or 32 runnings of the race. So that's interesting. And just a roughie, Certitude. Just keep an eye on it. The barrier is hopeless, but blinkers are gone on. Spoke to Bruce Slade earlier in the week, and he said the horse has found 3 or 4 lengths. So be careful there.
There you go, punters. There's one to look out for, Certitude. Myself here, I like number 11, Real Surreal. From the Kelso Wood stable, barrier 3, Michael Carl. It's got everything going for it. This horse by Real Saga stands out there at Glen Logan, out at Rathdowney. This horse will win. Real Surreal, I'm tipping it an each way special, as Brad said, on Tats Bet for the best fixed odds, 9 to 1. I'm taking it all day, every day. Putting it on top from number 7, as Brad said, Miss Longstocking. She's a professional. She'll put it all together on the day. She's indicating she's a tough, strong horse, and the 1200 will suit her right down to the ground. Number 8, A Sale. Bit of a query. Heat wave yesterday in Sydney, heat wave today travelled up here. Big question mark, big doubts whether it gets over the travel. Big query. And number 4, Ticket to Toorak. My little bet at 100 to 1 each way, which I'll be having a little bit on. Now, Larry, you've run second in the race on Not a Single Doubt, a son of Reduce's Choice, standing at Arrowfield. What do you think? If you were going to have a ride in the race, who would you be riding?
I'm going to stick with the Clary Connors SL. He certainly knows how to get a 2-year-old up and ready. The only concern is I listened to him on the radio and he said she's not a good doer. And Tuesday in Sydney was very hot, and then travelled up here Wednesday, like you said, and hot again. So, providing she's travelled well from the gate, she's going to get a perfect run, and it's going to be very hard to beat.
Well, there you go. Right, now it's the fun part of the show, the new segment, Minute to Win It, where we're going to have a quick about a 10-20 questions, quick, depends on how quickly you guys answer it and on your general knowledge. So we're going to fire away here in the Racing in Queensland Minute to Win It. Are you ready to go?
Ready.
All right, let's fire away. First question, how many times has Jonathan Thurston won the Dally M medal? And 2. Which famous Australian motorsport driver died in 2006? Peter Brock. Oh. Which Australian swimmer won 4 gold medals at the Sydney 2000 Olympics? Yep, very good. How many gold medals what yacht race is held on Boxing Day every year? Which did the Socceroos beat to make it in the World Cup in 06? Uruguay. Which is the largest desert in Australia?
Toowoomba Cushion Track.
Who was the last AFL player to kick 100 goals in season?
Tony Lockett.
Who?
Tony Lockett.
Buddy Franklin. What is the Australian netball team called?
Opals.
Diamonds.
Oh, whatever.
Which Australian swimmer is the world record holder in the 1500?
Kevin Perkins.
Hackett.
Grant Hackett. Who won last year's Magic Millions?
Drake Fontaine.
And one more last question for the Minute to Win It. I think Brad's on front on about 3 here. What year did Larry Cassidy win the Brisbane Jockeys Premiership?
2009.
2009.
I think that's
2009, 2010.
Was it? All right, very good. All right, well that brings us to another end of racing in Queensland, and join us next week where we're going to find you plenty of winners for tomorrow's race at the Magic Millions. And Brad, thanks for joining us on the show.
Absolute pleasure.
Brad, great having you on, and punters always can read your article in the bulletin.
Thanks, mate. Good pleasure to be here as well.
No, it's been fantastic. I'm sure you'll find plenty of winners. And Larry, as usual, great to have you on the show.
Thanks, Jess.
And I'm sure you'll ride plenty of winners. Well, that brings us to another end of racing in Queensland, and join us next week, same place, same time, man. Bye for now.
Get into all the betting action with TatsBet. Go online. Call 13 19 39. Use the smartphone app or visit your local TAB. TatsBet. More action, more places.
Talking to no one, this fella.
you.